We're all interested to know how safe it is to travel in these days of pandemic. The primary objective of this speech is to tell actually what I feel after traveling a long distance from Chennai to Seattle, USA, and also to tell those who are planning to travel what they need to look for, what they can expect during the travel. So I'll try to make it as simple and as short as possible. So we started from Chennai. From Chennai, we started our flight to Mumbai, and from Mumbai, after a layer of 9 hours, it's too long. We took a flight, United Airlines flight to Newark. From Newark, there was a 3 hours changeover time, and then from there, we took a flight to Seattle. It's a bit of a circuitous route, but my daughters have selected primarily keeping safety for us in consideration so that you have least number of passengers around. And I should also say we have traveled in business classes to improve safety, not necessarily for any other reasons. One of the fundamental thing what I could see was we can only protect ourselves using of mask, using the face shield, using gloves, using sanitizers, using toilets are really experiences one has to go through, because any types of mask, whichever way you wear, especially if you wear spectacles, the steaming of the glass and also the steaming of the mask, the shield, face shield, actually prevents almost, it makes you semi-blind. And it's very difficult to read papers and work on around it. And it was frustrating to remove these, that. Oh my God, that's one of the toughest thing I faced during the travel. And changing the gloves, washing the hands frequently. Really, it was another massive challenge, but it's all worth it because that's all we can do about this pandemic. Managing this pandemic, although I would say. See, what happened is it's quite challenging to have this social distancing, irrespective of whether you are in traveling in economy, business, or whatever it is. It's quite challenging. So the only thing that's going to prevent you is this mask, the sanitizers, these gloves, your caution in using toilets, nothing else. Because rest of it, I think if you believe in God, you need to leave it to Him. So that's the way it is. And we traveled from there. But actually, the airports are quite clean. They're quite thin. Actually, I was very surprised to see the number of people in any airport, for that matter, at least in the route which I have traveled. Of course, I have not gone to Delhi, but it's quite. And the protocols are pretty good, I would say, honestly, in the airport. But in fact, the passengers, probably the time also, there is some time available for this transit, or the checking, multiple checking involved is probably causing them also to be a bit loose on this social distancing, because it's quite challenging for the people also. When we were inside the flight, there were very limited contacts. They gave food. United Airlines flight also, whether it's Vistara or United Airlines, they gave food for a limited period, very limited food supply. And I was just thanking the people for having served well. He said, "Sir, this is the least we could serve because we want to have minimal contact." This enormous amount of conscious effort to keep the contacts limited between the crew and the people. And also there is a lot of the toilets are very clean, and it is excellent. So at the end of the day, what I feel is it's a very challenging experience to travel, but we had to travel because we need to take care of our daughter who was delivered a baby, and we were not there when she was delivering, but we thought we would come here. We are self-quarantining ourselves in a separate place, and then we'll be joining them after a COVID test after 10 days. I thought this information will be useful for people, and also the message which I'm trying to convey would be useful. Thank you very much. Have a great time. Be safe. Namaste.